horses turn to come home.
Yeah.
At that moment, right there, after you've
Incredible.
been there all week writing and talking about it, and is this horse great or whatever, at that moment, it rivals anything I've seen in sports for excitement. I mean, anything.
Buddy, on TV, it does. So
you're
being there,
there,
I can't even imagine.
I can't imagine because I've been in off-track betting sites where there have been over 1,500, near to 2,000 people. And the fever pitch and the excitement in those rooms watching it on TV
Yeah.
is one of the most intense things I've ever been involved with. And it's got to be 3,000 times more intense in person.
The loudest crowd I've ever heard at a sporting event was not at the Kentucky Derby. It was at the Belmont the day Secretariat won it.
And you
by
were
32
there.
lengths. And I'm telling you, it was 100,000 people. They stood up and cheered for the entire time when he won that race. New Yorkers went nuts. And so horse racing has that great ability to just bring out that excitement in that one moment.
And I don't think the second place horse has crossed the finish line yet.
Well, he broke down. Unfortunately. But nonetheless, okay, guys. And by the way, got a show coming up here next with, I don't know, I'm a little worried about this.
The interns return.
Luke looks like Luke's got blood in his eye.
It's a guy who's about to go into podcast royalty that's coming on to take over the show.
Well, look at his shirt. How that tells you.
And by the way, Luke will be here too. So, because Hunter Turner will be here. Luke will be
What did
here.
you say, Tom?
Defy expectations.
That's a business model right there.
You guys hearing any footsteps or anything?
Wally Pipp?
I don't know.
You've already been passed up.
All right, Luke, tell us what you're going to talk about real fast. We got about 30 seconds.
Well, buddy, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the NBA playoffs, and I know you're surprised
Well,
by
there's
that.
a surprise, the NBA playoffs.
But there is something worth talking about, as 3 superstars have made an exit in the last 3 days.
Your favorite one.
Right, one of my favorites to watch, and also another one of my favorites to watch, and I'll share about that coming up.
Okay. It's good.
So no Georgia Southern football.
No.
Are you going solo?
I believe that Hunter Turner is joining me, I believe, in the last segment. And if Tom James can hang around, I don't know if he's available. But
Well, he told me he wants money.
Oh, he wants money.
So
Okay.
get out the wallet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll think about it.
We
Yeah.
pay him well on our half of the table.
Oh, I know.
So
I
you
know.
guys need to
That's
cough
why
it
he
up.
keeps coming back.
Over here on this end, not from naught is not.
But I gave him a big raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need any help.
Gave him a 20% raise. Didn't I give you a 20% raise?
Oh, yeah.
20% of nothing is how much?
Still nothing.
Nothing.
Stay tuned for Luke and maybe Hunter right here on Buddy Sports Page after this time out on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local.
On the source.
Do you suffer with frequent migraines? If you've experienced several migraines each month for at least the past year, you may qualify for a clinical research study. To find out more information about this study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. All study medications and study-related procedures are at no cost to you, and insurance is not required. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. Again, if you suffer frequent migraines, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's 352-629-5800. Rinstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Essential oils work as natural distressors with seemingly endless benefits to health and wellness. Dare to Believe partners with doTERRA certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils to help you feel regenerated with many of the services offered, including Aroma Touch. To set up your consultation today with wellness advocate Valerie Hazelden, call 352-425-5588. That is 352-425-5588. Dare to Believe, it's essential.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. He's not the Republican frontrunner. Nevertheless, Ted Cruz announcing a short time ago in Indiana.
After a great deal of time and thought, after a great deal of consideration and prayer, I have come to the conclusion that if I am nominated to be President of the United States, that I will run on a ticket with my vice presidential nominee, Carly Fiorina.
He is the frontrunner, and Donald Trump, who swept all 5 primaries yesterday, telling Fox
he shouldn't be naming anybody because he doesn't even have a chance, all right? He doesn't have a chance. He's millions of votes behind.
Trump gave a foreign policy speech today in the nation's capital. U.S. markets ending mixed. The Dow up 51, the NASDAQ down 25. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Focus. You need it to run a business, so don't let legal questions distract you. Use LegalZoom instead. Things like lease agreements and employment laws get complicated, but they're part of running a business. That's why LegalZoom built a network of independent attorneys in 48 states. You can rely on them for the legal details without paying by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. So focus on growing your business and use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 800-98-STEEL. 800-98-STEEL. That's 800-987-8335.
Next time you're thinking about beating the train, think again. It takes a typical freight train traveling 50 miles an hour, 1.5 miles to stop. That's nearly 18 football fields. Don't try to beat the train. Florida's roads can be highways or dieways. The choice is yours. A message from Operation Lifesaver.
This message also brought to you by your friends here at WOCA News Talk 1370.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA The Source.
1370 WOCA.
Welcome back to Buddy's Sports Page. I am taking control this last half hour of the Sports Page, and Tom James joins me now.
Taking control and
maybe not ever relinquishing it, right, Luke?
Well,
if you have your way.
If I had my way, maybe. But I think I respect Buddy and Tom too much. But then again, they might enjoy me taking control if I don't have to do it anymore.
I still thought I saw you lock the door after they left. So.
Right, yeah, maybe. I might have. And so I want to jump right into the NBA playoffs as they are in full swing. It really escalated quite quickly. It seemed kind of boring at first. There was only a couple playoff series that seemed worth looking at and keeping track of and watching. But after the last game for the Golden State Warriors, things took a turn for the worse for them as Steph Curry he injured. He has I think it was a degree 1 MCL sprain,
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it was. It was a sprain. I always want to say tear, but it's definitely not a tear. So he has a sprain, and he could be out up to 2 weeks. But they even said they're going to reevaluate him in 2 weeks. So this doesn't mean he's coming back in 2 weeks, which is something that people have made the mistake of thinking. They think, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He said, yeah, I think Steph Curry's going to be back in 2 weeks. I said, no, they're reevaluating him, and it's uncertain if he'll come back. So there's one key injury of a superstar. Also, 2 more happened the same night, I believe, later that night, and it was to the Los Angeles Clippers. They took 2 big hits that night. Chris Paul broke his hand on just a fluke play. I mean, I looked at it, and I'm trying to figure out what happened to make that break, in the right spot and what happened there. And then Blake Griffin, who was out for 2 to 3 months, re-injured his quad that was irritating him before. So, and I can't help but think about some past injuries that have occurred in NBA playoffs that have really made a series take a turn for the worst. I know you had one, TJ. What was that one you talking about during the break, and I wasn't sure which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the one that happened before you were born.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We have seen this throughout history and how injuries in the NBA playoffs, of course, throughout all of sports, but if we're talking NBA, the one that always sticks out to me that can obviously proves that it can alter everything was the 1989 NBA Finals. And it was when the Lakers were playing the Pistons and LA was in search of a three-peat. They'd won it in 87, they'd won it in 88, and they were looking for 3 in a row. Now the Pistons, some people say, had really arrived, and the injuries to the Lakers wouldn't have mattered, but Magic Johnson went out in Game 1 and was out completely for the entire playoffs. That was it for him. Byron Scott had been hurt just previous to that. There were 2 of the Lakers' starting 5 out for the NBA Finals against the team that was trying to supplant them as the champions, and the Pistons went on to sweep the Lakers. It was over. When Magic goes down, when their best shooter Byron Scott goes down, that's it. There's no replacing those guys. Next man up is not gonna replace either one of those guys. So it can have a real lasting impact.
And there was one for me that's closer and during my time of life, 2012, the first round in the Eastern Conference, Derrick Rose, Chicago Bulls, the infamous ACL tear. And that was he was the reigning MVP.
Yeah.
His team was one of the favorites to go to the finals and possibly win. And in Game 1 of the first round, he goes out with an ACL tear. And that was just the beginning of Derrick Rose's fight to get back to that MVP status. And we see flashes of it at times.
We see flashes of it, but it has not happened yet.
No.
It may never.
Exactly.
Will he ever be that guy again?
And that kind of takes me, I can't help but parallel he and Steph Curry. Steph Curry in his 2011, in May 2011, he underwent surgery on his right ankle. This is Steph Curry, to repair torn ligaments that were caused from multiple sprains the last season, the season before. So he gets this, undergoes this surgery, and then in the preseason game, he sprains that ankle again. That caused him to miss a significant amount of games. Then he sprains it once again in January, I believe, against the Spurs. Then comes back, and in February, he strains a tendon in his right foot. People don't realize it because they didn't recognize Steph Curry yet, because it was 2011, 2012. He hadn't really emerged as this NBA star that he is today.
He was still the kid from Davidson that led them into the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. He wasn't the big NBA star that he would later become.
And in fact, the NBA scouts, there's a video of him reading his scouting report going into the draft. I think I've showed you part of that. Nobody had much hope for Steph Curry, but going back to that 2011 year, he only played in 26 games that season. And I fear that this series of injuries that Steph Curry is having, it could be a huge hit to the Golden State Warriors as well as to Steph's career.
Well, the timing of it is terrible. I mean, after having, set the record for most wins in a single season for a franchise with 73, beating the Bulls' 20-year-old record. And you know what's going to happen. You know what's coming, Luke. They're going to say they should have rested the starters. They should have rested the starters late in the year and let the chips fall where they may. Do they get to 73? Don't they? Well, we don't know, but the playoffs are what's most important. The title, the ring is what's most important. The record, not so important. But they didn't rest those guys.
Right.
They played all 82 games.
They were hungry for that record.
They wanted the record.
And they wanted it.
And the naysayers are going to say, is this a result of overextending those guys late in the season when they could have, freshen them up a little bit? Who knows? There's no way to ever know that or answer that question, but that's coming. That question is coming.
Yeah, and right before we go to break, I'm going to leave you with this stat that I saw the other day. It's a stat on the Warriors when they have Steph Curry versus when they don't. And that stat, I'm searching for it right now, but here it is. The Warriors this season without Steph Curry are down 107, minus 107. With Steph Curry, plus 1,050.
Incredible.
Coming up next, we're going to have Hunter Thompson Turner join the program. He told me earlier today he wants to talk NBA basketball, which I'm all for that. There must be something I'm missing, but the Golf Fanatic wants to talk NBA basketball. That's coming up next on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA,
The Source.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
From beautiful townhomes to equestrian estates, Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club provides the perfect haven of elegance for any homeowner. Not to mention our championship golf course, award-winning tennis program, state-of-the-art spa, and new luxury equestrian suite. We offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. Call 352-369-6969 today for more information about our latest real estate offerings.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Want to learn more about your furnace or air conditioner? Tune in this Saturday for free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com. Saturday, free tips and expert advice how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Hank Whittier will be here from Vets Helping Vets, bringing you veterans news as he does every Thursday.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Mark Wortman will be on, an award-winning freelance journalist, and he's written a book called 1941, A Divided America in a World at War.
Allison Gilbert is an Emmy Award-winning journalist who covered 9/11 and was nearly killed by falling debris. She's written a new book called Past and Present, Keeping Memories of Loved Ones Alive.
And then Kimberly McCrate is coming on, a New York Times best-selling author. Her new book is called The Outliers.
Melissa Hinkle is an award-winning television news reporter. She'll be speaking about this summer's best travel deals and alternative destinations.
And then Shari Sharifi Brown is coming on, born a Shiite Muslim in Iran and converted to Christianity in school and married into a Jewish American family. Boy, I bet her dinner tastes good. She's got a book. It's called The 7 Commandments for Happiness and Prosperity. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. I am Luke Sylvia, as I said earlier. Now, let's go out to the hotline to talk with our golf expert here on Buddy Sports Page, Hunter Turner. And Hunter, I know you had a final today for school. You're almost done. So I really appreciate you making time and being on the show today.
Hey, man, anything for you, Luke. I'll drop finals, I'll drop classes, whatever it takes.
I appreciate it. So you're the golf expert, but earlier today, you really surprised me. You texted me, and I don't have the text in front of me, so I don't know verbatim, but pretty much it said, let's talk NBA today. And usually I'm the one saying that to people. I'm usually saying that to Tom Schmitz or you, and usually Tom Schmitz rolls his eyes at me whenever I suggest that we talk about the NBA, but I was very pleased that you were wanting to talk about the NBA, and as really anybody should, since we are in the full swing of the NBA playoffs.
Absolutely. It's time to really get serious about it. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a little serious about it because of a little bit of fantasy I got going on, but that kind of piqued my interest.
Yeah,
Anytime
that'll pique your
there's
interest
any
real
money
quick.
Involved,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Absolutely. So Tom, James, and I were just talking about the injuries that have happened already in the first round of the tournament or the playoffs. And as you saw, Steph Curry went out. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin went out for the Clippers. So two teams that were favored to win. Obviously, the Warriors are favored to win the finals with Steph Curry. And the Clippers were favored to beat the Trailblazers and play the Warriors in the second round. So now they're really both I think the Warriors will finish out that first round against the Rockets, but I do believe now the Trailblazers and Damian Lillard have a good shot to beat the Clippers and move on to the second round and play the Warriors.
Well, I still think the Clippers get it done. They have to find the will and resolve to get it done, but I believe they can, and I'd like to see that matchup, Luke. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see Blake Griffin, a team without Blake Griffin, a team without Chris Paul, playing against the Warriors who won't have Steph Curry. Unfortunately for the Clippers, as the Rockets have experienced when Steph Curry went out in Game 4, the Warriors are capable of turning it on when they don't have Steph, even when they don't have Steph.
Yeah, they're incredible, man.
They are.
I tell you what, I've been watching them play recently,
Yeah.
and it's just like everybody's in sync. They
Mhm.
they pass the ball efficiently. They move it around the circle. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you got to do. That extra pass makes a huge difference.
It does. And they play incredible team basketball. And two teams really, that are looking to knock off the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, if the Warriors do get that far, the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have a second-round matchup. I believe that'll be the best matchup that we see between two of the highest quality teams in the NBA playoffs right now.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that matchup because you've got Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant who are seeking a title for the first time. And you've got the San Antonio Spurs who added LaMarcus Aldridge to their team. And they've got the star Kawhi Leonard. So they added these two younger guys, and Greg Popovich just does an incredible job of keeping his team relevant.
Bam Antonio. Nobody cares. Billy Donovan in Oklahoma City, roll, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Hunter, I can't help but think because Billy Donovan coached for the Gators that you might be a little biased in what you just said.
Well, you know, maybe a little bit. I'm going to have to text him and tell him they better take care of him.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that I think the Thunder will have problems with is the depth of the San Antonio Spurs and the star quality and experience. You've got Tim Duncan, who has 5 rings, and they also have Tony Parker as well, who they're both on the downhill of their career. But like I said,
they both need walkers, bro. Don't even play like
they are. I believe
They
Tim
both
Duncan's around
need
80 years old these days.
walkers and canes by now.
Yeah, well, like I said, Greg Popovich does a great job. He brought in LaMarcus Aldridge from the Trailblazers, and he also has Kawhi Leonard, who has become a star. And last year he really was up and coming and made his impact and his presence felt. So, but I think the Thunder, their biggest problem is, I think the Thunder's biggest problem is going to be holding a fourth quarter lead, which they've struggled with all year.
Yeah, absolutely. But I got a question for you. Do you think San Antonio, if they win, if, you know, Duncan and those guys just all retire together and Popovich too?
That's a good thought. And you're saying after this year or just at any time at one time? After this year?
Well, after this year or any time going forward, I mean, they're all getting up there.
Yeah.
I think they should all go out together.
You know, what I see happening possibly is one of those stars between Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, one of those stars when they retire, and maybe more, I think Greg Popovich will coach a few more years, and I think he's going to have them on his staff. And I think he will clear his staff as quickly as he can to get those guys to be on his coaching staff. So that's something to look
incredible.
That would be something to look at, and because they do have such incredible ties with the San Antonio Spurs. And one last thing I want to talk about before we leave today is the Eastern Conference. Hunter, you've got LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you've got a lot of kind of just decent teams in the Eastern Conference who could maybe on a bad series for the Cleveland Cavaliers could knock them out. But real quick, we got about a minute left in the show. Give me your Eastern Conference Finals prediction.
Well, I think it'll be Boston and, oh, gosh. You know what? I think Cleveland. They got to be Cleveland because the East is so down this year. Where's the Magic? Oh, yeah, they're not there.
Hey, I didn't ask you to bring that up. Nope, I didn't ask you to bring it up.
Sore subject, Luke.
Yeah, it is. And Western Conference Finals champion. I'll just cut right to it. Who do you see in the NBA Finals, and who do you see winning?
All right, Oklahoma City is going to end up playing the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Uh-huh.
And Oklahoma City gets their championship for Russell Westbrook, Durant, and Coach Donovan. All the way.
I like that pick, and I made a prediction before the playoffs started, and I actually do have the Thunder and the Cavs in the finals, and I have the Thunder winning. So that'll do it for today's show. Thanks, Hunter, for being on the program with us.
Thanks, Will.
All right, and for our guests today, I'd like to thank Mayor Kent Gwynn, Carla Grimsley, CEO of Interfaith, Coach Jim McElwain of the University of Florida, and of course, Tom James. And on behalf of Anita Blackman, running the board and hitting all the right buttons, and Hunter Turner joined the program today, I'm Luke Sylvia. Have a good night, everybody.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience